Thanks for watching another episode of Builds by Bailey. Today we are going to go ahead and do the prep on the axle, the actual housing, and get it all cleaned up and get it ready for paint so we can start putting this thing back together. First, you remember that I had to get the axles turned down. I found a machine shop here locally that would turn these down. It cost me $50 to have that done for both of them. I was happy to have them do it. I probably could have found somebody to do it for me for free, but it was nice just to have them done and over with. So now they'll fit inside this cavity of the disc, so they fit all the way down like they should, and they're not hitting anymore up at the top. So beforehand I couldn't even get them past this point, so now they drop all the way down. Before we start working on the actual housing of the axle, I did something this past weekend, so here it is. Well, here is the newest installment to the Builds by Bailey compound. Kind of picked up another Corolla. So this is an 82 Toyota Corolla. It's a hatchback, has the same rear axle as the other Corolla. So I can interchange those and use the hydraulic e-brake on this one if I want to begin with, or I can buy another kit and build this one out as well. Has a 3T, the 3TC engine in it. It's a 5-speed. It's got vinyl interior, lots of bugs inside of it. So I'm actually getting ready to go to the store and buy a bug bomb for it and set that off inside. But it's in pretty good shape. I might daily drive this one for a little bit. But yeah, that's the new daily driver, 82 model Toyota Corolla hatchback. So I just went to Walmart and picked up some bug bombs to put inside the Corolla, the new one, because there's a lot of bugs and spiders inside of it, and I don't really care to be inside of it when I go to start working on it. So we're gonna set one of these bombs off real quick. It ought to be fun. I guess all you gotta do is take this little piece off here, push down on it, and it goes crazy. So as you can see, it's going nuts. So we'll let that thing do that, and we'll come back to it in a day or two. So now we have the axle out. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take the chunk out of the center of it by unbolting the 8 bolts on the top. This is an 8-bolt rear end. This is not a 10-bolt, which comes in the Corolla GTS's. This did not come with disc brakes on the outside of it. This is just a standard, regular, run-of-the-mill Corolla axle with drum brakes on the outside. It was an LSD option, so when I crack it open, I'll show you that. But it has been welded. That's how I'm going to achieve posi on this particular axle. So it's both wheels turn at the same rate. It's hard to move around the garage by itself, but the car's pretty light, so it's not too bad. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the chunk out of the middle. So as you can see, there's a cage in here. Inside of that is where the spider gears are at. This is an LSD because inside of that it's got little clutch packs that they will sandwich together, and whenever you give it more power, those clutch packs push together and will lock up both wheels. So this had that. When I used to have a shop, the people that were renting from me, the day after I bought the car, they welded it up so we could drift in it. I didn't know it was happening. It was while I was at work, or I would have just bought a different middle piece because I didn't think I was going to drift this car. But it's kind of a blessing in disguise. It's welded now. Everything moves like it's supposed to. It's all welded in there though, so but it's good to go. So this part we're going to set off to the side now, and we're going to work on just cleaning up the axle. Okay, now I have the inside of it fairly cleaned up. I'm not too worried about it being perfect, but I am definitely glad that I cleaned it because there was a lot of weld slag still in there from when they welded the diff for the stuff that got trapped inside the LSD, the casing that was on it. So all that stuff had come out, but it was still down inside of the diff housing. So went ahead and got all that stuff cleaned out each side of the tube on the inside. So now we're going to mask this section off and get ready to start sanding the outside of it. There it is, all taped up, ready to do the outside. When I went ahead and taped up the outside, there were these metal gaskets on the outside here. I went ahead and peeled those off so I could have a good clean mating surface so that wouldn't leak. They were pretty dirty, and you could see where the potential of leaking could have happened. So that's all been pulled off. But that's probably where I'm going to end tonight. It's getting pretty late. Well, that's going to do it for today. Went ahead and I got the axle on the inside cleaned up. You saw that I have the axle shafts. Those are shaved down now. You got to see the new car, the new daily that's outside. So the next step will be to clean up the outside of this housing and get that all rust free and a new coat of paint on it, and then we'll start reassembling all this stuff back together. I've got all new bearings for it, new seals, new gaskets, everything you can think of for this is all new. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that started put back together in the next episode. So once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.